Sigma 100 to 400. Not the newest lens, but still great lens. I want to have my personal look on it because I received it from Sigma to test it. And I want to present the results of the tests. And very important is that I never test lenses in this case, without really thoroughly getting through them, using them. It's not only like that I take them for, I don't know, one day somewhere and I already have my opinion. I really need to take a lot of photos to understand what this lens presents. So let's start. To begin with, the quality of the lens itself is very good. And this is what we expect from modern Sigma constructions. Everything is, is pretty smooth, it's well balanced, it's very well made, and it's weather sealed. You have like special lock, so that prevents from this thing happening. So you have a special lock for that, and you have a whole panel where you can switch between autofocus and autofocus lock, where you can choose your focus range. So it's from the close-up to 6 meters, then from 6 meters to infinity, and then full focal length, like full focal range. Then you have like programmable button here, AF function, and then 2 modes and off image stabilization. So off and 2 image stabilization modes. So one is for handheld shots and second one is for panning. This is how most of people understand that thing, and me too. The other thing is that maybe the only complaint here is that it doesn't have the tripod stand here, the tripod mount. Instead, you have just this rubber thing that is nice. It gives you some extra grip here, but it would be nice to have it, because if you want to use this on a tripod, then all the setup is falling to the front a little bit, so that's not ideal. But let's talk about the most important thing, so about the optical quality of this thing. And I was positively surprised, because wide open, this pretty lightweight and nice lens. By the way, this lens is designed for full frame, so you might be thinking, why would they do it for APS-C? You want lighter and smaller lenses for APS-C, that's why you choose APS-C, like crop cameras. But still, this lens is way cheaper and way lighter and way smaller than original Fuji 100 to 400 millimeters telephoto lens. So still quite light and small, just a side point, and it's 67 millimeter thread. But optical quality, coming back, it's pretty good, wide open, so from 5 or on 400 side of things, 6.3, you can see that in the center of the frame, in real life scenarios, it's really sharp. You can see like the Marina of Albufeiras here in southern Portugal where I live, and it is sharp. You have to admit that it's sharp. Of course, you can see some drop in sharpness in the corners, but that's something you would expect, but it's nothing dramatic. And of course, the fact that it's designed for full frame and it's used on Fuji crop camera helps a lot. Like you have all the problems of the corners cropped out. The only downside here is that when you work against harsh light, or in general against the light, you have a lot of flaring and a lot of optical issues there, so avoid that scenarios and always make sure to use this sunshade here that is of course included in set with lens. However, having said that, it's quite regular problem for telephoto lens that they don't work great against harsh light. The other thing is image stabilization. So image stabilization off and on, you can see a little video sample here that it works pretty well. I was surprised because like Fuji system in general is not the master of image stabilization, but it's far from bad. It's just really okay. The thing that you want to know about is autofocus, how it works. So I did real life test again, like shooting birds, flying birds, eating birds, drinking birds, all kinds of birds, because there's a lot of birds around me here in Faro. So in that case, I went here to Ria Formosa National Park in Faro, and spot on. I was really surprised how well it works. It has worse motor than competitor from Fuji, so it's not the same quality of motor, autofocus motor, so there is a little bit of pump here and there. However, I managed to get some sharp shots that you can see for yourself, and some of the shots are really sharp and the birds were flying fast. In case of human face, it was detecting my wife's eye despite her wearing sunglasses, and I managed to take portraits of my sons that are very energetic. So in general, I was surprised how responsive this thing is, specifically that Fujifilm cameras are not, you know, the best autofocus system cameras out there. And I used XS10. In XS20 it would be a little better, or you know, H series, those cameras have better autofocus, but still I managed to have sharp shots even of fish. So those are the things that I found the most interesting to me. So you can easily, if you want some hobby bird watching or wildlife photography and you want some nice blurry background, you can definitely use that lens and it does the job. Of course, it's not a professional grade lens, so if you're thinking of sport photography or wildlife photography really seriously, you want to, you know, like be ready for anything, of course you would like to invest in something more expensive, but it's kind of obvious. When it comes to like image quality, still I would like to talk about bokeh, because in this lens I found bokeh to be really nice. You can get some really blurry background, specifically doing close-ups, that you can see for yourself, so it's like it stands out. It stands out. It can get really messy. You can see it in case of the palm tree behind the statue of the fisherman, but still there is some cat eye there. There is some onion ring, and you can see that. But in general, the look of the out of focus, parts of the image are really nice. It's really nice, and taking into consideration that it's 100 to 400 when you close up, it's really good. It's really good. I would recommend it if you like nice blurry background shots. And talking about it, like when it comes to close-up, testing recently some Sigma lenses specifically for my Polish channel, I noticed that they have some problems and dramatic drop of sharpness in case of close-ups. In this case, when I switched to this minimum focal distance to 6 meters here and got some close-ups, I was really nicely surprised that the detail remains the same. It's very sharp, specifically in the middle, and the amount of detail is really nice. So if you want to do some close-ups or some product shots with that lens, or some macro shots like bird, like bugs, butterflies and this kind of stuff, you are good to go. So in general, comparing it to its competitor from Fuji, cheaper, lighter, smaller, really good. The autofocus system, slightly worse, but still you can really make it work for you. So all in all, weather sealed lens for Fuji owners, it is a really recommended product, and it's really hard to get anything in this price range with this focal length for that system, period. So you have a really nice option from Sigma here that is well built, offers you good image quality, and I didn't mention about two things, that it suffers from diffraction pretty fast, so anything like f11 above will stop to show diffraction. However, it doesn't have a lot of pincushion, so the geometry, specifically taking photos of architecture as you see on 3 samples here, is pretty good. So no pincushion, no distortion, very small one actually. So it all contributes to this lens being a really nice package, and something that I can recommend for hobbyist photographers, for those people that have passion for photography and then wants to have a telephoto lens. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please leave comments below, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye.